Hey everyone, welcome back to Money Made Simple. In a lot of my retirement videos, I use traditional retirement ages like 62, 67, or 70 because that's when most people actually retire. But every time I do, I get the same question. What if I want to retire at 55? And honestly, that's a fair question. Who hasn't at least thought about retiring early at 55? 55 used to be my dream retirement age too. Some days I still love that idea, other days I think, I'm never retiring. So for me, the retirement date is still TBD. But if you're locked in on retiring at 55, today we're going to break down something people often overlook. What happens to your Social Security benefits if you retire at 55? Retiring at 55. First, congrats. First off, if you're actually in a position to retire at 55, congratulations. That's a major accomplishment. A relatively small percentage of Americans retire in their late 50s. So if you're retiring in that 55 to 59 range, you can officially consider yourself an early retiree. The biggest issue, you must self-fund first. Here's the reality. If you retire at 55 and it's not disability related, you won't qualify for Social Security yet. That means the income you need from 55 until you start Social Security will be 100% on you. Now, maybe you have a pension. But otherwise, you'll need investments like a brokerage account, retirement accounts, real estate income, or other assets to bridge that gap. How long is the gap? The number of years you'll need to self-fund depends on when you claim Social Security. You can claim as early as 62. But with a reduced benefit. Full retirement age is often around 67 for many people. Or you can delay up to 70 for the maximum benefit. So if you retire at 55, you may need to self-fund roughly 7 to 15 years before Social Security even starts. And yes, you can claim at any age between 62 and 70. Those ages are just the most commonly discussed milestones. Claiming early versus delaying. How payments change if you claim Social Security early. Your monthly check is permanently reduced. As a simple example, if your full benefit is based on 67, claiming at 62 could give you roughly about 70% of that full amount. On the other hand, if you delay past full retirement age, your benefit increases about 8% per year until age 70. At 70, you've maxed it out. Social Security doesn't grow after 70, so there's no advantage to waiting beyond that. The key question: does retiring at 55 reduce your Social Security? Here's the part most people miss. Social Security calculates your benefit using your highest 35 earning years. So if you work 35 years, great. Social Security uses those years to calculate your benefit. But if you don't have 35 earning years, those missing years are counted as zeros. And zeros can lower your average earnings used in the calculation, which reduces your benefit. Example, 35 years versus 30 years of work. Let's say you earn an average of $50,000 per year. If you work 35 years, you have a full earnings record. If you worked only 30 years, Social Security still divides by 35. Meaning 5 years are treated as $0. That lowers your average earnings and can reduce your monthly benefit, sometimes by a meaningful amount over a long retirement. And remember, if you claim early at 62, your check gets reduced even further, so a lower calculation plus early claiming can really add up. The hidden cost: missing your highest earning years even if you do have 35 years. Retiring at 55 can still cost you money in another way. You might be giving up your highest earning years. For many people, income peaks in their 40s, 50s, and early 60s. If you keep working and earning more, your newer higher income years can replace earlier lower income years in your Social Security record, raising your benefit. So retiring at 55 can mean missing the opportunity to swap out lower income years for higher income years. One more factor, wage indexing. Social Security adjusts earnings for inflation when calculating benefits, especially for years earned earlier in your career. So earnings from your 20s and 30s aren't treated the same as earnings later on. The system tries to account for how wages change over time. Final takeaways for retiring at 55. If you want to retire at 55, here's what to focus on. Can you self-fund from 55 until you claim Social Security? Do you have 35 years of earnings, or will you have zeros? Would working a few extra years increase your future Social Security by replacing lower income years? What's your strategy? Social Security as a major income source, or just icing on the cake because you invested aggressively? Call to action. What's your plan? Are you aiming to retire at 55, or would you rather work longer for a bigger Social Security check? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I post new videos every week here on Money Made Simple. If this helped, hit the like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you know someone thinking about early retirement, share this video with them. See you in the next one.